What's going on YouTube and y'all squad? This is your boy Yakutees and this is your review for The Real Housewives of New Jersey season 12 episode 1 really quickly because there's always an announcement, right? Yeah, I know y'all probably noticed that I haven't given y'all any of the regular content. It's been playthrough stuff. That was stuff that I already had recorded that I had planned to release. I was trying to get all of the videos done before, what was it, the 28th? But there was always something going on with the family and the friends and whatever. And then Pokemon Legends Arceus came out that Friday. I've been playing the game ever since. It'll be 2 weeks Fridays. The game that came out. I didn't expect for it to be this good, but it is what it is. Nevertheless, you guys will get episode 2 within 24 hours of this. I obviously still owe you girls trip. You're going to get that. When it comes to Miami, I should have that up to you all at the latest Friday. When it comes to Orange County, they really ain't giving what I really want them to give me. If I do end up getting caught up, I'll probably just do a culmination of what all has happened in one video and then give you the most current. Or I may not, and to wait to the reunion. We shall see. But nevertheless, we're here for New Jersey. Let's go. So we have Teresa. She lets us know that her house has been on the market for 6 months, but they should be closing very soon. She and Louis got a house where her daughters will be living there in addition to Louis' son. And the girls feel away because this is the first time they've been in the house with another man, let alone two. So they have to work through that. Gia is apprehensive about the whole timeline thing because her thing is they're coming up on a year, but Gia feels they're moving very, very fast, which they probably are. I mean, I do think they probably should give it some more time, but hey, if it works for them, it ain't none of my business. Teresa is planning the party, but wonders if Gia is going to be okay with it because Gia and the girls, but more or less Gia, because Gia has always been the most vocal one, is upset at her Uncle Joe because Joe has been very opinionated about her father, which Joe has every right to feel the way that he felt when it came to Joe because of pretty much how Joe, in essence, like split the family up, and there's a whole lot of tension there between, you know, his parents being dead, sister going to jail, like the whole nine, and even there being strife between he and his father. So it's understandable. And Gia has a problem with that, and she is safeguarding her father. And Joe is also feeling the way because it's just like he pretty much was there when her father wasn't. So we'll see how that all plays out. I mean, personally, I understand how Gia feels, and I am typically not on misogynistic Joe Gorga's side, but I'm on his side for this one. Moving forward, Dolores, so she's back at her house. It was supposed to, and it was being renovated last year. It should have been finished being renovated, but it hasn't. She's upset with Frankie Sr. But if y'all paid attention last season, Dolores is a pain when it comes to this type of stuff. And I even think it was a season before when they were working together as a group. And every time a decision is made, she wants to go back and change it and do this and do that. So I'm pretty sure that's why her house isn't done. And the plan was, and I do appreciate this, when her children graduated, which both of them did, Gabby is already home. She's officially a doctor. Frankie Jr. is working with Louis, I believe doing real estate if I'm not mistaken. But her thing is let them move in, have a fresh start, live there rent free to get everything kickstarted, which I appreciate because that's how it should be in a lot of households, especially in the African American community. But it's the whole, you know, I left at 18, you need to leave this, that, and the third. Or if that is afforded to the children, then it's this whole hierarchy where it's like, okay, but we're adults though. There's a way to work through this. So I can appreciate Dolores for doing that for her children, where it's like, okay, not gonna put you through any unnecessary debt. Here's this, but I also feel that this is more or less for Dolores because I'm pretty sure her and David ain't gonna make it through the end of this season. So this is her way of having something familiar in the house, which would be her children. I hope I'm not speaking that into existence. Let's see. Frankie Sr. is in Texas with his girlfriend, and he's also doing a show at Atlantic City with the other husbands, the Real House Husbands tour, which I heard Gorga set was horrible, but nevertheless, I appreciate them for capitalizing on this. Like they might actually get a spinoff. Like they do need like a 4-part series, like almost like the Girls Trip, but the Real House Husbands of New Jersey. I think we deserve that. We get Marge and her husband Joe B. Jackie comes by. Jackie says her kids are going to camp, which is good. So obviously this is summertime. The video of Louis comes up. So apparently, I guess he was maybe at like a camp or retreat. I guess where men work through their issues and whatnot. And he did a video where he was around another group of men. I guess some of them, were borderline, nude. And he's apologizing to either a girl in the video or to his girlfriend because the video was shot and sent to his then girlfriend. And everybody feels a way about it, and obviously the ex-girlfriend feels a way and is trying to capitalize on the fact that, okay, I was with Louis, I can put this out there, whatever. So this is circulating, and Jackie's just like, she doesn't want to bring up the video to Teresa's attention because they're now on good terms, which is understandable. Now, I'm not gonna lie, me being a little treacherous, little you-know-what that I am, I probably would. Because the fact that last season you was at my husband's party, going to every person saying, did you know about what my husband was doing at the gym, and there was an implication there, oh yeah, I would be like, you know what, F the treaty, I'm going in. But I can appreciate Jackie for not doing that. I'm just saying, y'all, I'm petty. Y'all know this, dang that, y'all know I'm petty. But they talk about Jen, being fake. So pretty much after the reunion, it was a whole lot of stuff on social media, and I wish they would have showed a chronological timeline of who posted what first. I ain't got the time to go back and dig, so it just is what it is. But they are not messing with Jen. We get Melissa and Joe. They meet with Tracy Johnson and Tiki Barber. They're married. We find out that everything in New Jersey is open. All right, cool. Melissa have known Tracy and Tiki for 8 years. The Gorgas are building a house, but they're currently living in a rental. Which, hey, I mean, it happens like that. Joe is iffy about Louis. He said that, hey, when they first met, everything was good, but then the video came out, and then it's just like, I don't really know how to feel. And Joe at this point is like, you know what? I'm going to just try to keep my opinion to myself because apparently the last time I spoke out against somebody, which would be Teresa's ex-husband, Joe, look at everything that is coming. So he's just like, I'm just not going to say anything and just hope that everything is okay. But unfortunately, you're talking about it on scene. You could have played it to the left. And what is so interesting is, if this is what we doing, because again, they ain't had no storyline last season. I don't know what Melissa's storyline is going to be this season. I know what Joe's storyline will be this season. I don't know what Melissa's storyline going to be this season. Okay. Moving on. So we get Jen. Jen got a nose job and a chin job, and she said she made up with her mom when she went to Turkey. So she went to Turkey to see her brother, the baby, the christening. Mom was there. They made up, blah. My only thing is I don't like how they glossed over that because you spent all last season putting yourself in your parents' business. So now everything is just A-okay and there's nothing else. But I feel like at some point it's going to be revisited. I'm just going to let y'all know right now, I don't give a fuck about what's going on between her and her parents. I'm just going to let you know right quick. Any of that come up this season, I ain't even touching it. Because I didn't talk about it enough last season. Moving forward, we get Melissa. Lies. We get Joe. Joe is on the phone. It's an issue. It's an issue. It's an issuation. It's a situation. Melissa comes out and Joe was on the phone with Teresa and they get into it because apparently Louis did not like what he said at the little comedy show that he did a part of the House Husbands of New Jersey. And all that happened is he was asked about Louis and he said, what was the comment? I never miss my brother-in-law so much. Which, yeah, a little bit of shade there, but he never addressed Louis. So, and this is one of those where, okay, Louis appears to be, a sensitive person, which there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I feel that I like I understand why Louis is talking to Teresa about it, so Teresa can address her brother directly. But because Louis is a man, and Joe Gorga don't really know how to have conversations because he does blow up, but I feel like they could have just had a conversation and deaded it. Plus, at the same exact time, this video that surfaced has absolutely nothing to do with how Louis is treating your sister. So yeah, I kind of have an opinion about it, man. But I don't know, because I don't think he really did anything wrong. But he says he's not going to the party. We get a real quick scene with Dolores talking to Frankie Sr., and she feels that she needs to talk to Teresa about the comedy show. And Frankie is just like, I don't know. So now we get the party. Teresa had called Joe beforehand and apologized. So he and Melissa showed up. Marge says to Tracy, Jackie, and Melissa she doesn't feel like Teresa will bring up the video. And why would she? Now, they did say this, and I do agree with it, where because you're doing... Now, if it wasn't a reality TV show, it wouldn't matter. But because you're doing a reality TV show, yeah, I probably would be like, okay, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a thing. We just started shooting. I know what I did last season. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring this up first. So they can't bring it up. So I'll bring it up, address it, and hurry up and dead it so it doesn't grow any further legs. Right? But she's not going to do that. I really do need to, tidy all this up, especially my nose hairs. Y'all ain't need to know that, but I'm just saying, like, oh my gosh, it's crazy. So Louis says he won't stay long. He shows up, but he actually does. We'll get to that in a second. Dolores tells Teresa about Atlantic City, and she replies pretty much like, that's nice, I like that, playing dumb. And Dolores kind of looking like, wasn't expecting you to reply that way. But again, Teresa's playing dumb. Marge then downloads Dolores on everything, pretty much saying that, yeah, because, Melissa and Joe almost weren't going to come because, Louis was mad about the joke and da-da-da. Now Dolores is in her feelings just like, okay, now she just told me, like, literally not that long ago that she ain't know it wasn't a problem. Whoop, whoop. So Dolores feels away. So Marge says to Teresa she feels that Louis needs to address the video. Teresa says Louis owes no one an explanation. It's his past. We all have a past. Respect my home. And I would also went so far as to, granted I'm Jewish, but I'm pretty sure they're all Christian. I would have went the Christian route. But again, it's like this has no merit. It's gossip. But again, it's the beginning of the series or the season. Everybody has to try to figure out what their storyline is going to be. And to be all the way honest, one, y'all know I don't see it for Teresa, but Monica said it best. It's funny how the tables turn. Because, and then also turn about fair play, because you did this same thing to Jackie last season. Baby, it's your turn. And that's the way that it goes sometimes, where it's just like, well, okay, the instigator last season probably going to be in the hot seat this season. Everybody has their turn. So, yeah. So, where am I at? So Jen shows up. The girls all notice that there's something physically different, which I don't like her nose, y'all. I really feel like she should have kept her original nose. I really do. Like, not even going down that road. If she like it, if she like it, that's fine. Because if I say I love it, I'm lying. I don't love it. The girls just pretty much just walk past her, just kind of see like, okay, yeah, it is the nose situation. Jen feels away, and she's talking to Teresa about it. But here's the reality, though. You do dirt, and now you have isolated yourself from pretty much half of the group, because it's 6 of y'all. And I believe that Tracy was probably being vetted, so that's why she's a friend of. But it's 6 it's 6 of y'all. And the funny thing is, she was closest to the 3 that are ostracizing her right now. Hilarious. So Teresa pulls Jackie over for them to talk, and Jackie says, "Yes, I am upset at the fact that you made up a lie, and you used this lie to drive a wedge between me and March with the whole, she was the one that started the rumor that we had to endure all of last season." And Jen, it kind of gives like a real quick "I'm sorry" apology, but then says, how it feels to be isolated, how I'm okay with Dolores and Teresa, but I'm not cool with them like I, was with y'all. And again, you probably should have thought about that before you was doing all of this and, doing all of this. But you thought getting in cool with Teresa and Dolores was going to sit here and help you out, and not really. Like, yeah, you solidified yourself a spot for this season, but you alone. Quite frankly. And then it was also funny how she and Jackie were good friends, and then she messed that up with Jackie. And okay, whatever. Y'all don't watch the previous seasons. So Jen says, "Oh, I'm sorry." And when Jen talks about how being cool with them versus them and all this shit, then she started crying and whatnot, brought on the tears. And then Jackie says, "Look, if you be a friend of me, I'll be a friend of you," which I can appreciate that. But dang nabbit, Jackie, you should have had her sitting there for a little bit longer. Dang nabbit. So then Marge comes over, and Jen pretty much says to her, what we did, it was just tit for tat. Which that may be it, but again, one thing that we're seeing with Jen is not accepting any accountability for what it is that she did to contribute to where they currently are, which is a problem. But okay, all right. So and then Jen brings up, it's pretty much talking about money and her husband, and how she wakes up blessed and he's afforded her to have to not pay for a bill, this, that, and third. And Marge is looking at her like, "Baby girl, everything ain't about money." Like, I don't even understand what, I wasn't really keeping track of how this conversation was developing. And Marge pretty much says he's making up for what he did in his past. So pretty much him doing all this for you is making up for whatever he did in his past. Now, there was a crack in Jen's face, and then she wanted to go back and forth with Marge. Now, I do believe that if Marge wanted to, Marge could have easily gotten over some things. But Marge legitimately has issues when it comes to Jen that has sprung over the last several seasons. And she started to run down the list where it's just like, you came, like you came from my mother. You done sat here and was being elitist. When I spoke about, what happened with me being in the workforce, you pretty much slut. Like, she was pretty much running down the list of, you did all of these things. No, I'm not messing with you. So in addition to what you did on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and all them other places, this is what you did to me on the show. I ain't messing with you. And then she hit her with, okay, look, we all know he had an affair. He had an affair, and then he left his job. And I think the lady was a pharmacist or a receptionist, whatever. But Jen low-key confirmed this, saying, like, if you gonna say it, get the whole story right. And it's just like, but you confirming it, though. So now, Bill went from being the good guy to dang nabbit Bill. Here we go. So it's both Teresa season and it's Jen season. But that was it. Like, I could have spared through this, but I want to give y'all a little something, because I've been going for a little bit. You know how I do. You know how I do. But yeah, that's it. I hope you all enjoyed the review. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you guys for the next video. Now, what video that is, I don't know, but dang nabbit, y'all just gonna get it. All right. Peace out.